Hey everyone, Andrew Boylan here, and we are about to start season 3 of the Chosen Vlogs. So, yeah, I was going to do these a while back, but I was doing other things. But I'm doing them now, and I especially love watching The Chosen around the Christmas holiday season. And this by far, one thing I gotta say about this show just gets better and better and better as it goes on. Season 4 comes out in February of 2024. I believe the entire 4th season is gonna be on television, or not on television, well, yeah, you can watch it on TV, but it's gonna be in theaters. And it used to be like, they would do a couple of episodes in theaters, but now they're doing the entire 4th season in theaters, and then eventually it will come on the app. And that's in February, don't miss it. So let's get into this episode called Homecoming. So it starts off with Jesus' Sermon on the Mount. We pick up right where season 2 ended. He does the Sermon on the Mount, and it's very interesting because I've seen other things that focus on the Sermon on the Mount. Like, again, I can only compare it to other Jesus movies I've seen, like the Jesus film, Jesus of Nazareth. They focus a lot on that, and they do here, but what they mainly focus on when he is doing the sermon are the disciples listening to it and how they interpret with their own lives. Because that's the point. The show is about the disciples. It's about Jesus too, but it's really about the disciples and them knowing who their Messiah is. Or he's the Messiah for all of us. And what I love about it is the first scene, it takes place about 5-6 years before Jesus met everybody, before Jesus came, and Matthew is the publicanus for his parents' district. And Matthew accidentally sent a Roman soldier over to his dad's house to collect money because his dad is behind on his payments. And Matthew finds out about it just as the Roman soldier's about to arrest his dad, and Matthew says, no, I made a mistake. Now, he doesn't tell the Roman soldier that that's his dad, but he doesn't want his dad to be hurt, and he tells, I made a mistake. It was this other person. And so the Roman soldier lets his dad go, and he goes to collect, and then he tells his dad and his mother are ashamed of him because, he's supposed to follow God, and yet he's a tax collector. He's bleeding their people dry of money that they barely have, and Matthew's father is saying, you're not my son. You're not my son. Go away. I'm never going to speak to you again. And he leaves. And then it cuts to Matthew in the field listening to Jesus do the Sermon on the Mount, and Matthew's thinking about that, and he wants to be reconciled with his mom and dad again. He does. But they disowned him. He doesn't know what to do. And a lot of the words that Jesus is saying is helping him inside. And also Andrew and Thomas and even Judas is listening to a lot of this. And Judas is so moved by all of this that he tells his boss, I'm leaving. I quit. I'm not gonna be interested in, I'm quitting this job. I'm following him. I don't know why, but I feel I have to follow him. This rabbi, I will learn a lot of things from him. And Jesus, he tells him all the things about the Sermon on the Mount. Why do you look into your brother's eye, but you don't see the log in your own eye? If anyone takes your coat, give him your shirt as well. If someone takes what is yours, don't ask for it back again. All those things, all those wonderful, wonderful things. And So the Sermon on the Mount happens, and it's unbelievable. And I see they had so many extras. There must have been like well over 2,000 people there. I mean, it looked like a ton of people, and no CGI either. Dallas Jenkins, the creator, even said, no, it's all real people. Believe it or not, I was actually supposed to be in that scene. I was going to try to fly in there and be in that scene as an extra, but it didn't work out. But you never know, But that was a cool opportunity that happened. So anyway, so they have the Sermon on the Mount, and Jesus starts talking with Judas. This is the first time Jesus has a conversation with Judas. And knowing the story of Jesus Christ, this is interesting to watch, because if you know the story, you know what happens. So Jesus is talking to Judas, and he asks him this question I thought was very interesting. He says, "Rabbi, I'm ready to follow you. I'm ready to go where you go and do whatever you ask of me." And Jesus looks at him and he says, "Are you ready to do hard things, Judas?" He goes, "Yes, I am ready." And Jesus looks at him and he goes, "We will see." And then Joanna shows up, who is, I'm trying to think, who is she? Her husband works for Herod, I believe, because John the Baptist has been arrested. And she was there at the sermon, and she loved what Jesus had to say. And she tells Simon that she's looking for Andrew. And Andrew comes up, and she says, "I want to take you to see John the Baptist." And Andrew's all worried. He's like, "Is he okay?" Because John the Baptist was Andrew's rabbi for a long time. Like, he helped him get to know God. And Andrew says, I want to see John. I want to know if he's okay. Please, I want to know if he's okay. So Joanna takes him to Herod's prison to go visit John the Baptist. And so that's going on. And then we have, Thomas and Rama have, Thomas likes Rama. He doesn't know how to ask her because he wants to be with her. So we have that going on, which I think is interesting I don't think that part's in the Bible, but it was interesting to watch. It's a good story arc that's going here. Simon and Eden, he's been away from Eden for a while, and the two of them decide to go to their house by themselves. And that's becoming a problem because Nathaniel shows up and Simon the Zealot shows up. And Simon's like, "Can you give us some privacy, please?" But he doesn't say that, but it's like very awkward and it's very humorous at the same time. Like, I think even Nathaniel says something like, "Simon, I'm not, I'm not stupid. I'll just put a pillow over my ears." And he's like, "My wife is right here." That was interesting to hear, but still, okay. So that's going on. And then, I'm trying to think of what else happens. Okay, so it's basically all of the disciples going back home. James and John go back to see Zebedee, and Thomas is with them. A lot of the disciples are bunking with each other, basically. And Matthew was talking to Mary Magdalene about, I don't have a home. My father disowned me, but I know how to build a campfire. I've been doing it for a long time now. I know how to build a tent. And so all these things are going on. But basically, it's the disciples putting Jesus' words that he said on the sermon into their own lives. And it works really well with Andrew. Andrew goes through a lot of stuff. So he's anxious about John the Baptist being captured. He's been anxious for the last 2-3 episodes because John the Baptist was captured, a couple episodes ago. So in season 2. So now Andrew goes with Joanna to Herod's prison and John the Baptist is there. And this is one of the most, again, this is another scene that makes me cry tears of laughter, joy, and sadness at the same time. Because Andrew is not only saying goodbye to John the Baptist, but also doing it through his faith. So what happens is he sees Andrew and Joanna go to see John the Baptist in prison. And John says, I want you to tell me everything, Andrew. Tell me everything. And Andrew's like, whoa, why are you so happy? You're in prison. He goes, "Oh, that's nothing. No, I want to know. Tell me what Jesus is saying. Tell me." And Joanna started talking about stuff that he was saying. He said, it was incredible. Everything backwards. Love your enemies. Who could love your enemies? And removing planks from your eye. And I don't know what that means. And John the Baptist is like, because he knows, because John the Baptist is realizing, he's like, even though Herod captured me in this prison, the message still gets out. Can't stop it. And it's just so great. And he tells Andrew, he goes, "Andrew, come here. And he starts crying. He's all upset. And he goes, "Andrew, there was something that Jesus said that stuck with you. What was it? And he thinks for a minute, and Andrew says, don't be anxious. Could being anxious really add another hour to your life? And John holds his hand through the prison bars, and he's like, that sounds like him. Yeah, that sounds like my cousin. And he looks at Andrew. He says, Andrew, I want you to look at me. Look at me. This prison is nothing now that he's here. He is your rabbi now. I want you to listen to him and follow him. That's what I want. And Andrew starts crying, and he's like, okay. And he leaves him, and there was such a powerful scene, such a great moment. And so that happens, and then this really got to me. Matthew goes to see his dad, knocks on the door. Door opens up, and he goes, hi, Dad. And he looks at him, and you wonder, oh no, what's he gonna say? And his dad looks at Matthew, and he says, hello, son. It was a perfect note to end on. That was so good. And, yeah. So, basically, the disciples are putting Jesus' words into their lives and trying to not only figure out still who he is, but also trying to live by what he asks of them. And that's a very powerful episode, guys. It's so good. It's a great way to start season 3. We have all these new storylines going on. We finally have all 12 disciples together interacting with one another, which is very cool to watch. I can't wait to see the next episode and see where season 3 goes. Even though I have seen season 3, it's been a while since I've watched it. But I'm going to give you guys my thoughts every week as best I can. And so those are my thoughts on the episode Homecoming. If you guys want to, guys, I beg of you, please tune in and watch The Chosen. Please watch it. If you don't have it, download the app, The Chosen. It's easy. It's free. It takes 2 seconds. You have it. Click the app. All the episodes are there. None of them cost any money. The whole app is free. All the episodes are free. All the special features on the app are free. The Season 3 DVD is now available on www.thechosengifts.com. I'm getting it for Christmas. I'm getting the special edition big box set because because you might be wondering, why would you get the DVDs if you can watch it on your phone? Well, the special edition DVDs, you know me, I'm a physical media kind of guy, and also the special edition DVDs, the big boxes, not the skinny DVDs, the big box DVDs, they have commentaries, they have all the special features, they have trailers, they have everything that you don't really see on the app. You can find some of this stuff, but also I don't think the commentaries are available, but they're all on the special edition DVD. And Season 3's DVD is now available in the box set. I think it's wonderful. You should get it. But not only that, you should really watch the show. Get the app. You can watch it on Peacock. If you guys have Peacock, it's on Peacock right now. All 3 seasons are on there right now. I think they're going to take it off after Christmas time, but they're there now. So tune it. So here's what you do. If you guys have Peacock or you guys have the app, watch The Chosen, watch it with me, and every week we'll discuss it because I want to do one of these vlogs every week. So, and we can watch it together. And you guys can tell me in the comments what you think of this. So, those are my thoughts on Season 3, Episode 1, Homecoming. Great way to start off the season. And, yeah, great episode. I hope you guys tune in and watch the show. Season 4 coming in February 2024. And see you guys in the next vlog.